Good morning and welcome to another edition of Roadhouse Live. We are live. Today is August 2nd, 2023. Ooh, buddy, Bender, do you know about this dude named Fitch?
I do now.
Man, this Fitch dude, this rando, this dude that nobody for the most part really cares or talks about, decides to come in a couple of months after, the whole debt ceiling thing is put to bed and all that kind of stuff. After the deal gets done, after, there were like limited shenanigans, to be honest with you, with the debt ceiling this time around, decides to come in and downgrade America. Downgrade America. Who the fuck would downgrade America? What, are they buying Cambodia? Are we going to sprinkle in, you know what? Let's sprinkle in some Zimbabwe.
Well, they are buying the Russell.
It's like, so, but again, it's one of those things. It's like, really? So Russell going to be hot to trot, right? So what are we doing here? It's like, this seemed like one of those obligatory, we got to say something about something. So we're just going to go take you from like a 850 credit score to like an 840 score, and it's going to piss you off, but it really doesn't mean anything. So that's cute. So that was that. Then we had some corporate earnings. AMD reported well. They said AI, I think 3 times in the first 60 seconds, which again, they understand the game. They understand how the game works. So that was good. Starbucks reported well again. Starbucks, nice number. People like their dope. It's like you can never go wrong. Positioning yourself to be in the dope game, and they have done that pretty well. So we have that going for us. So all in all, we're sitting here in a place in time to where corporate earnings continue, Bender, and I say this again, continue to shine. Now, is it like perfect grade and quality shine? Not really. But they don't suck. I don't think we've seen any massive downside surprises as far as the earnings were concerned. Look at fucking Rusty. Jesus, where are you going, boy? It just hasn't been there. And then we get more data, and the data keeps coming in A-okay. So you tell me, Bender, we have this good data. We have this positive environment from an earnings standpoint. Some might say, I don't know, these some people, but some might say that, you know what, all of this is priced in. Of course, it was lowered expectations. It really doesn't matter. We all suck at everything. We're going to 3,200. Now, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say, Bender, you tell me where we're going.
I don't think we're going to 3,200. Okay. I don't think we're going to 3,800.
Would you have particular words for them that you would like to express?
I guess if anything, I would say that in my opinion, the bear market that you were used to for the last year and a half is behind us, and take your head out of your ass and realize that that game has changed. And it's going to be, I think it will be kind of fun, because I do think we're gonna see a pullback, but nothing detrimental, nothing like that. A couple 100 points, 200 points maybe, and then they're gonna buy the dip, and then we're gonna go back up, and we're probably gonna go ATH. I mean, it's just sort of wild, broad game plan. And then we get to hear, we're going to hear a little doom and gloom on the pullback. And then as we're pushing higher, we're going to get to hear more of the, this is bullshit. Why is this happening? We'll probably get some negative headlines sprinkled in there, and like people trying to figure out why we're going up.
Like digging up that motherfucker named Fitch. Like, yeah. Fitch, what are you doing? Get over here and say something, boy. That it's like,
Yeah, come on, Fitch, get back in here. What the?
pull that boy out of the closet. Put him out there.
You
in this
said.
stage. Say it, boy. Say what I told you to say. Isn't that bizarre though? So yesterday, look, price action like really sucked yesterday. Flow really sucked. It's like, am I to believe, Bender? Am I to believe that nobody knew that Fish was going to say nothing about nothing until Fish said something about something? Like, not even Fish's secretary knew something was going to be said about something before there was nothing.
No, of course not.
So is there
Of course
like
not.
official quarterly releases from the Fitch where Fitch says on this day, this is what we're going to say about this?
I don't know, but I mean, if there are, I'm not in that club.
I'm not in that club either. Well, I think I'm going to have a lot to say about Fitch because their name is stupid. They downgraded America. If you're not going to buy America, the fuck are you going to buy? They need to shut it, zip it. They need to go away. That's what I have to say about that. So why don't you chart us up some pretty pictures?
Chart us up some pretty pictures.
Because Bender already said it. If you're a perma bear, you're a fucking idiot. He already said it to start the day. He said that you got like no brain cells. He said that you might as well just hand your money over to him instead of trying to short. That's what he said. He said you dumb.
I mean, not so many words.
Well, I like many words.
All right. So here's 60 Minute on ES. Obviously yesterday, we were talking about kind of price action in this box for the last few days and the fact that we really, hadn't gone anywhere. You got this triangle here that we have lost. It became resistance, came down, took out this previous low down here by a couple of ticks, and then trapped some bears and got this bounce going on, right? And now we have this, you can see this is a 60-minute fair value gap, but the box I have here is a 15-minute. I've got the London low marked 45.52.25 and the Asia session high 45.93 half. If I go into a 15-minute, there is your 15-minute fair value gap. So we'll see if this is able to hold or not. I think going into the day here, the short story for me is that I really don't know how much downside they're going to give us again until these ERs are out of the way. Mm-hmm. And with that in mind, I'm not really going into the day thinking that we're going to go a whole lot lower. We certainly can. And if we get below those London lows, if we get back in here, what are we at? 72. Let's go back to the 60-minute here. So if we get back below, say, 45.66, maybe we go sweep these lows, 45.52.25, and then got to see kind of what happens there. If it just goes to sweep the London lows and then pulls back up, or if that becomes resistance, you get the midpoint of the channel here, and then that double bottom that I believe will get taken over the next couple weeks. I don't know that they necessarily go that low today. Maybe. That's 45.28. If I go out to, let's look at the regular trading hours, because we have that gap, this gap right here that we were watching, right? And if we look at where this low is at, we've taken that pre-market, right? You got your London low down here. So we gapped through the gap again. So this area right in here, that was a previous regular trading hours gap, for now is still a gap. We gapped above it and gap below it. So now let's see if we kind of trade through it today. during regular trading hours. Going back to extended trading hours here, we talked about potential downside. Now, I don't know how much impact Fitch is going to have, or if this was kind of it. We'll see.
So
But
Fitch makes the comment, right? And then, everybody like kind of sort of panics. Not really. It's just kind of like it was more of an obligatory sell. It wasn't enough of a downgrade. And the White House and even a lot of the government officials are stepping out and saying, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking stupid?" Like that's in a nutshell. That's kind of what they're saying.
So, if this downdraft, this move down was to take out this previous low and, trap some bears, take some liquidity, and we start pushing back up, I think what we need to be looking for is above 45.8375. Then we'll look at the Asia session high, which was 45.93 half, and then fill in this up to 45.97. I think above 45.8375, we're probably going to be back at 4,600, and we'll probably go back into that, 4605, 4610 range, kind of right in there.
I think did we let Stonk in? He's saying he can't get in.
Oh, I just gotta. Oh, he's in.
No, he said he was out in the cold.
I'm in now.
He was shivering. Sorry, I don't want the Stonk to feel bad. So sorry, Bender. Carry on.
Yeah. I mean that's really it in a nutshell. I guess I don't have. Kind of broke my train of thought there, but there wasn't really a whole lot else that I have to add to this. Yeah,
I think it's great. I do think that low is interesting. It felt kind of sloppy, like a sloppy low. Like they want to retest something in through here and still candy cane bullshit that we're doing in through here now. Feels like they want to at least come and test that secondary bounce in there. Kind of feels that way. I think it's gonna be interesting. Thank you, Bender, very much for that. You got anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
Do you want to tell me why you didn't tell me to short Rusty up here up at high a day with those donkey dong candles?
Not even looking at it at the moment.
Fucking Rusty. Stonkington, tell us a story.
All right, I'm ready. Let's get some sharing going. We got some stuff here. Those dumb perma bears. And I think we had a discussion topic that we needed to cover as we talk about the dumb bears. This guy, China, is this a real bear? They had to put out, the zoo said everyone's had to thinking this is just a guy in a bear costume. They had to put out the thing, it's a real bear, we swear.
Isn't that what happens when you ban like images of Winnie the Pooh in general, to where people don't even know what a fake bear looks like?
look at this guy. He's got like shoes on under there, probably.
It's like they ban images of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I think this was the same zoo that put paint on a donkey to make it look like a zebra.
Well, that seems interesting.
I don't even know what to say about this picture.
It's like, that's not a bear, right? There's no way.
Oh, but they're telling you it's a bear.
Yeah, that's
so,
what those Chinese letters at the bottom say.
It says, I'm a bear.
Yeah, I'm a real bear, I swear.
I'm a real bear, rawr.
He's got his hands out. He's like, give me the food.
He's got that bear's got a flat ass to be a bear. I will say that with his stand.
I was going to say, like, his, like,
And
I'm
Asians
surprised
are
he's
not
like
exactly. Go ahead.
doesn't have his hand on his hip. Like,
It's like culturally, like Asians have flat butts, so that makes sense. That would be human.
There's your dumb perma bear for the day. All right. Let's get into some charts. We can look at a couple things that happened with the downgrade that were notable on charts. Gold.
so that's a real wait. That we got people saying they saw the video and it's a real bear.
It's a real human.
It's a real bear. It's a
It's a real
It's a
bear.
real bear. It's a real bear. Yeah. It's like they got the right picture at the right time to create shenanigans.
Okay, all right.
All right. Well, if they said it in the Roadhouse, it must be true.
There you go.
Okay, so let's look at some of the stuff that happened with the debt downgrade. So that came in somewhere around here. Gold took a hit, and then it's coming down to the support level. The dollar popping off. We've got this fair value gap above that it's running for. It looks like at the moment.
The dollar really accelerated those stock off of the jobs data that came out.
Okay, there we go. So we got jobs.
So we've had a nice rip on the dollar since that data came out. Yeah.
Then we got crypto. Crypto was popping off last night as well. Bounced off this level I had from a while back. So we just I'm going to kind of be watching gold. Going to be watching the dollar. I could see the gold going up from here, just based on that support line. But just kind of some of the things that seem to be move. Yeah, crypto just had a crazy move after hours yesterday. So, and we've seen the flow on things like Mara and Riot and Mr. Coin reports. So
you're right. They did come in and slap those 1650s, pretty heavily yesterday for weeklies.
Yeah, and I think crypto getting the pop overnight, some of that could be interesting. So just kind of some of the other things going on behind the scenes. If we look at the NASDAQ here, let's jump into it hourly. So we haven't made it all the way down to this trend line and these relative equal lows down here. So that's still out there. Here's the little, this orange is the gap from the overnight session. So it started there. We filled part of it in. One thing that's notable here is, we still don't have any fair value gaps on a longer time frame below. There's this tiny one here. So maybe if we had to, we would come down to that 15,654.25. I'd be interested to see if we get there, what we would do with it. First upside target would be this fair value gap here. And then if we had to go in and fill in the overnight gap, so kind of what I'd be watching for there. This would be kind of, again, what we were looking at on shorter time frames yesterday. On the 1 minute, we talked about, once we see these stops start to build out at all different levels, it can be a little bit easier to run them because it's like we got stops here, we got stops here, we got stops here. So we'll see what we get. But kind of like Bender said, we got to just see what's going on with these ERs. Looks like we're about to get that level right now. Let's see what we do with it. So that's what we'll be looking for on the NASDAQ. We support here. And then if we jump over to the Rusty Bag of Dicks, we've got new week opening gap, pink box. We've got this fair value gap below. So if we had to continue to pull back, this would have room on this fair value gap down to this 1981. Still potentially in this massive megaphone, kind of like a falling setup here. New week opening. So upside targets, new week opening gap. Then we've got this fair value gap, which is basically just this big sell right there. So kind of going to see what we get there. But again, not much for any fair value gaps below on the Russell here. If we jump over to some individual tickers, let's see, I had NVIDIA on the list. So we may have to do some adjusting here. Let's see. So I'd probably bring this down to right about there, wherever we bounce pre-market. Looks like a decent area. And then just adjust to here. So we've got upside, be looking at this 460.60 right about, just basically pre-market resistance. And for downside, 453.05. And it looks like it may be trying to hold this trend line that's this big rising channel here on NVIDIA. Kind of going to just see what we get there. They still have been buying, massive upside targets. We've seen 500 calls for not too far out on NVIDIA. So we'll see what we get. And then the other one was going to be Tesla. Let's see, kind of falling out a bit. So we probably move this one down to right about here. Looks like a decent spot. 253 psychological round number, and then put a call trigger up here. Would be what I would be looking for here on Tesla. So 257.15 for upside. See, I kind of had this trend line here, which we're now rejecting as resistance. So we have to pop that to get back into this wedge kind of thing. So for downside, I'd be looking at that 253, upside 257.15 on Tesla. Other than that, just going to kind of watch flow and see what we get.
All right, very good. We had a couple of phantom prints that came through this morning. The one on the on SPY and Q, I think we're already met. UVXY had one at like 18.18, and we're about 30 cents off of that now, as far as a phantom print coming in that I did see. So they just said, I'm going to kind of keep that in mind. UVXY is rare to get phantom prints, so that's going to be one in particular that I'll be watching pretty closely. I don't want to say it was like 18, something like that. But a pop over 18, we probably, will come down and retest the overnight lows and make a decision from there. So that's kind of where my mindset is, especially with it looking like it wants to grab the 8 and ride here a little bit. And then we'll see. What I don't believe that they're going to put us in a situation to where they're not going to cover out on some of this Apple and Amazon and ultimately tech going into their ERs tomorrow. I don't know that that's going to be a thing. They're just going to leave it just wide open and gaped. So we'll see exactly what they do with that. I don't have anything else. Flow was kind of uninspiring yesterday, much like the price action, which kind of means that it was working. Bender, you got anything else? Stonk, you got anything else?
I'm good. That's all I got.
Nope.
All right, everybody. Market opens in about 16 minutes. We'll see you soon.
See ya.